Ladies and gents, welcome in. Carabao Cup final time is around the corner. Sorry for the delayed start. We've, as expected around here, had a stinker in terms of the stream. We're hoping it can be resolved very quickly. Team used to both sides. Ariza Balaga, Ben White, Hincapie, Rice, Saliba, Gabriel, Bukayo Saka, Zubimendi, Gyökeres, Havertz and Trossard for Arsenal. Means Calafiori, Lewis Skelly, Madueke, Gabriel Jesus are all major names on the bench. For City, it is also the change keeper, James Trafford, Matheus Nunes there as well. Nico Riley, Rodri, Kusanov, Ake, Shirky, Bernardo Silva, Semenyo, Erling Haaland and Jeremy Doku. Almost ready for kickoff. No space for Ryan Nouri today for Manchester City, which is interesting. Arsenal seeking that first trophy that this squad has been able to achieve. Obviously, Mikel Arteta has picked up a trophy at his time managing Arsenal, that 2020 FA Cup trophy. But it's always had a bit of a cloud around it regarding the COVID run and whether it really counts. But this really does count against a direct rival like Manchester City. It's the quality of the City side, the depth they've got. Now we're finally at the stream. The teacher and the student, Guardiola and Arteta. So many storylines. Here we go. Cup final day is always special. This one feels even more special for both these two sides. Maybe Declan Rice has kicked off. Declan Rice does get us kicked off. Arsenal in their red strip from right to left on screen. City from left to right in their traditional sky blue kit. This competition has been made their own in recent years. And into the cup final situation, they become the favourites. 8 League Cup victories in their past, 6 of which have come in the last 12 seasons. For Arsenal, it's only 2 Carabao Cup or League Cup trophies in their entire history. They were won in 87 and 93. And for this Arsenal side and Mikel Arteta, first chance and first taste of silverware since 2020. Matheus Nunes, who's been a shining star this season for City and well. Be interesting to see how cagey this game is in the opening moments. But players like Rodri and Bernardo Silva have the ability to break apart a game that becomes very cagey. Kusanov, Ake, that part of the defence have the job of shutting down the likes of Kai Havertz and Victor Gyökeres. There's Jeremy Doku on screen, who is one of the best dribblers in the Premier League. Most successful dribbles of any player in the division this season. 63 times he's skipped past his opponent, so he'll be a dangerous player to keep an eye on for. Someone that Ben White will have to be touch tight to at times. Heavily competing in there. Zubimendi gets it away. And Havertz tries to play through, but the flag On the top stretch away against Victor Gyökeres. Offside against the Swede. Massive job he has. And obviously the rivalry between the two centre forwards as well. Gyökeres felt like the missing piece this season for Arsenal. The man who could make the difference. And we've seen with Erling Haaland, when he came in at Manchester City, made the impact, not necessarily in finals, but got them over the line for major trophies. And that's what Victor Gyökeres will be hoping to do. Ebrecha Eze on screen. Not featuring today. Up in the expensive seats up there alongside Yuri and Timber. It's Kepa searching long by Rodrigo. Now with Gabriel. It really could be a great day for North London and Arsenal fans if they can get the victory today after Tottenham going down 3-0 versus Forest. That really would be a kick in the guts for those Tottenham Hotspur fans. It's going to take discipline and due diligence and focus from this Arsenal side that have really put a foot wrong this season. Saliba into the bit of Kai Havertz, who gets a little give and go there. He's searching ball broken up by Ake. As much of Man City are an experienced winning side, there's a lot of new faces in this City side as here comes Victor Gyökeres. Cut back there. Kusanov had to be very active and in the end was fouled. And he's one of those new fresh faces that isn't quite one of those experienced winners yet. A lot to be made about that. Arsenal, outside of Declan Rice, haven't really won a major trophy recently. It's been a big wait. But as players like Kai Havertz, Declan Rice, players that were part of that FA Cup victory like Bukayo Saka, they're going to be so important in this massive game. Gyökeres, powerful running. Ran himself into some danger in the end. Searching ball for Erling Haaland. William Saliba's all over him. And here is Declan Rice now. It's a poor giveaway for Martin Zubimendi. Can sort of expect this type of game though. Ebbs and flows already in the first 5 minutes. City try and impose himself with pressure of possession. Arsenal, a very similar thing as well. All about possession, containing the opposition. That's what they'll look to do once again. Nunez up well. Long searching ball. Havertz, was he off? Arsenal now has a chance of control. It's Bukayo Saka now. Ball cut back foot. Ben White, Zubimendi, Havertz! Oh, what a save. Great double save. And a triple save from Trafford. Wow. Fantastic for the English keeper. That is game-changing stuff there in the opening moments. What great play from Arsenal on the right-hand side. Saka takes the ball up, drops it inside of Ben White, who commits to Rodri. And Zubimendi's smart ball behind to find Havertz. He gets denied by Trafford, and then the great double save to deny Bukayo Saka. 3 massive saves inside the opening 7 minutes of this game here. That means something. Big moment for the young goalkeeper. He's been starved of opportunities in the recent arrival of Gianluigi Donnarumma. And that's how you make a name for yourself in City colours. Massive moment inside the first 7 minutes here at Wembley. That's how you become an instant cup hero. Wrestling there, I think Kusanov and Gyökeres. And then a City throw. There's the referee, Peter Banks. He's in his hands busy all day, especially with these Arsenal set pieces we all know about. Okay, broke the ball up there well. Nico O'Reilly. Marching forward. He's been in some fantastic form as of recent. Kusanov. This City team, though, it really hasn't been the most consistent, been the most dominant style, which we know of recent years. 9 points back of Arsenal in the league. Knocked out of the Champions League. Now it's only cup competitions to play for Pep Guardiola's men. There's a lot waiting on this final. Havertz in on Rodri. The Spanish man able to get away. Now Ryan Cherki, one of the fresh City faces, to another fresh City face, Antoine Semenyo. He started the season at Bournemouth. Cherki catching on that left foot. Dropped up to Nunez. Silva. Rodri looking for Erling Haaland. In the end, deeming to foul. The Frenchman. That's a direct ball straight away. Great take from Ben White. Oh, and Saka's ball looking for Gyökeres. Look devilish. Back again. Backpedaling and making the interception. That's important for City. Arsenal landing the major blows so far. Here's Trossard. It's all well and good, though, landing the jabs, but who can land that first knockout blow? Saka goes down under the Nico O'Reilly challenge, and the illegal challenge to the viewpoint of Peter Banks. This coach there, Thomas Tuchel. Big international block coming up for a lot of nations. Players' opportunity to finalise their spot for the World Cup. It's going to be a big one. Set pieces and Arsenal, those two words go together very, very well. Rice's ball. Met by Nico O'Reilly. Forced to Trossard. It's taken a block. And a spin away for a City. It'll be an Arsenal corner kick. Thought it was going to be a throw, but Bernardo Silva, despite his best efforts, couldn't keep that ball in play. So now, what can Arsenal produce from the first corner of the game? This is for them bread and butter. Almost a penalty these days. It'll be a Saka left-footed in-swinger. It's low and driven. And doesn't get past the first man, Matheus Nunes. Semenyo pressing well on Kai Havertz. It's one of the few times you'll see City having to do a lot of defensive work and sit in that rear guard in a cup final. But Arsenal is probably that one team that can take it to them in terms of possession, set plays, and control of the football. Been so used to recent years in these finals. City having the large amount of possession. Rice recycles to Ben White. And that is well and truly overhit and out of play for the goal kick. All the attempts on goal coming to the team in red so far. 4 attempts. 3 massive saves. In that one sequence there by James Trafford. Ake going long. Broken up there by Zubamendi. Doku got a foot in. Then Haaland did. Now Bernardo Silva can take away. And City can reset. Ake. Silva. Switched out to Matheus Nunes. Interesting to see how much chance Anton Semenyo gets to be isolated and running out this Arsenal backline, because it really feels like he's going to be a point of difference today for this City side. Someone with that athletic build, so hard to stop, and an Arsenal backline doesn't concede many chances. Only feels like Semenyo can use brute force to create one for himself. We know Erling Haaland's had a great record versus City. He's scored in his last 3 games versus Arsenal, but yet to score the final at Wembley. Yet to score at Wembley for Manchester City. So that's a hill he needs to climb over still. Rodri, Doku now. And the trickery is given possession back to Arsenal. And Trossard, fouled by Silva. As we go quickly, but they hand possession back to City. And that's a poor challenge from Hinyat Capia. And the first card of the game goes to the Arsenal man. It's late on Matheus Nunes. It's a poor challenge. Pretty evenish in terms of possession so far. Arsenal just edging it, but hasn't felt as one way in terms of the overall play as it really has. Even split of possession, but Arsenal have had all the attempts so far. Matheus Nunes now. Rodri with crossfield ball, sorry. Didn't find Jeremy Doku in the end. Gabriel into Trossard. Now in Capia. Sets the task for Gyökeres to go and chase. Kusanov back well defensively. And back to his keeper. Doku gives it away. And Silva bundles over Bukayo Saka. Captain on captain. And the Portuguese man not allowing Bukayo Saka the time to turn, which is probably a smart move. So Rice will have a look again for another set piece. Arsenal want to have more queries for the City backline to deal with. Here we go, Rice. Oh, and truly overclubbed from him. For the way of Ben White, who fizzes one into Bukayo Saka, who's cutting inside Bukayo Saka. He's running to Ryan Shirky. He's running to danger. Still kept alive, though. Gabriel's ball. It was teasing. And in the end, Martin Zubimendi bundling over Antoine Semenyo and giving City a way out for a minute there. Looked very, very dangerous. Shirky back to his feet. Saka coming inside and looking to hold possession and in the end stepping on the ankle of Ryan Shirky. Pressure though continuing to come from Arsenal. I can see Pep looking a little bit agitated because his side have not really had any sort of control of this game. James Trafford, it's a low ball. It's going to work though. Silva out wide to his countryman Nunez. Now it's Antoine Semenyo. One way then the next. On his right foot. Oh, it's a fizzer. Somehow Erling Haaland couldn't get the important touch. Doku. And that's better from City. Much more direct from the Manchester side. But this is the first time we see Semenyo running at this Arsenal backline. He's whipped in an absolute beauty of a ball. A lot of pace, a lot of power, a dipping ball. Haaland just couldn't quite get his head onto it. And from the effort from the following side, deflected behind for the City corner kick. Not as an elaborate plan for City. And not as hard of an effort for Kepa to come and collect. He releases now Kai Havertz. Fantastic challenge initially from Kusanov, but it stays with the Arsenal. Rice. And trips himself over in the end. Saka goes over. Great challenge there from Kusanov, tracking back. That's what we know he can do so well. Just to come together with Jeremy Doku in the end. Nothing doing there. Feels like City have dealt with the first initial wave of momentum from Arsenal. Can they now have a moment on the front foot of their own? Back to Trafford after his goal kick landed a good 5 yards short. Again, a bit of a battle there between Erling Haaland and William Saliba, which the Frenchman wins. We'll see that battle again in the World Cup between Norway and France. Doku. There's Nico O'Reilly's We're feeling everywhere, it feels like. At times in central midfield, at times at left back, he's positioned there as we currently look at this side. Rodri. Ake. Chops it off to Rodri. Back now to Nico O'Reilly. A searching ball down the line for Jeremy Doku. And Saliba sliding in to make the challenge. Ben White and Hincapie, they're the two you want to isolate, you feel like, if you're Manchester City. You get at those two, you got chances. Anytime, though, you're attacking Gabriel and William Saliba, you're in grave danger. Speed, physicality, closing down speed, and what's the ability to nick it off your foot? Best in the world of that there. As it feels like Arsenal have been now for the last 3 seasons, one of the best defensive units in Europe. Port Vale, Brighton, Palace, and Chelsea have 2 legs to get to this cup final. It's not been the most straightforward run to the Carabao Cup final. Trossard, after doing well to keep the ball. His long ball has been worked back to Trafford in goal. Trafford's pass has put Nico O'Reilly under a lot of pressure there. Everyone's ever talking to now. Such an important player, Nico O'Reilly. Has become one of the core figures of this side. 3 goals in his past 7 games for Manchester City. Great run through January, February, now into March as well in terms of his confidence, form, consistency, and impact in games of football. Really has been special. Gabriel now. Gabriel. Kepa taking his time on the football. So he's had the fair share of history in this competition. Waving away, being substituted, taking penalties on his own. Big penalty saves. City fans find their voice. That's a poor pass and given away to Bernardo Silva. Into Shirky. Now to Haaland. Fed through. Semenyo at half chance. Looked like it was Gabriel back there to cover off for Arsenal. First touch of Erling Haaland inside the Arsenal half. Rare mistake from Arsenal in possession gives City a half chance. Sometimes that's all you need. If you're Manchester City, just a half chance can break this game open. Semenyo. Great turn away from Piero Hincapie. Back here to find Ryan Shirky. Now Semenyo again. These two have looked probably the most dangerous and most likely for City in the opening 27 minutes. Rodri. Jeremy Doku now. Right, then left. Ben White, though, with him every step of the way. Nathan Ake is more central. Rodri. City back out wide. Left. So we can find Nico O'Reilly. Now Rodri more centrally. Big switch to the right-hand side. Ryan Shirky now. Nkapia backpedaling. Shirky's cross was poor and partially blocked from Trossard, but it's going to come back now. Mateus Nunes. Just I think crossing was the avenue to goal for City today. It's going to be a sort of balls across the 6-yard box. Low-driven ones. Semenyo got away from Nkapia. Semenyo. And it was that one of those low-driven balls, and it was Gabriel there to make the challenge. And that looks like the weak point for this Arsenal backline. Nkapia isolated one-on-one with Semenyo. Too easy for the Ghanaian. In the end, Gabriel there to make the important block, but it's behind for a second City corner kick. The first delivery was poor. Can they produce something a little bit more beneficial this time around? Bernardo Silva to take this one. It's a floater. Dealt with there by William Saliba. Doku and Saka clashing there. And Saliba just hoiks clear up the pitch. And Bernardo Silva deeming to have fouled Leandro Trossard there on the halfway line. Yeah, it's a poor challenge from Bernardo Silva. It's late. Cynical. That's Ricardo Calafiori warming up. We might have to see him earlier than expected because of Nkapia's struggles defending against Antoine Semenyo. Saliba, that's a great ball to find Kai Havertz. He's got a little pocket in behind Rodri and in front of the City backline. That crossfield pass was poor and it allowed a chance for Mateus Nunes to get in. But Kusanov clearing. Giving Arsenal the throw. Half an hour in. Big chances falling Arsenal's way. A triple save from keeper James Trafford. The most impactful moment. Saka brought down. Rice winning that ball back. Bernardo Silva around the corner. There's Nico O'Reilly. Smart fit to get around Bukayo Saka. Into Ryan Shirky. Now Erling Haaland who turns. He's running up this Arsenal back line. Rice getting a foot in the end. In the end, the Norwegian just crowded out. Great chance from Kusanov. Foul though. And that's a booking for the centre half. I don't think that's a yellow card offence. I don't think it's a foul. Oh, he hasn't got the ball in the end. It's gone through Gyökeres to win it. So that's why I'm not a referee and Peter Banks is. Gyökeres doing well to beat his direct opponent to the football. That's what he's done this the second half of his first season at the Arsenal. To use that physicality, use that speed to get out and win these balls. It's allowing another opportunity for Arsenal through a set play. Rice, 4 goals, 5 assists in the Premier League this season. Continues to be the standard for Arsenal. Won that trophy with West Ham United, the Conference League, back in 2020. He's a man that knows a thing or two about trophies. Rice. Oh, Gabriel. He finds Gyökeres. That was a moment from nothing from Arsenal and Nathan Ake getting back to save the day. Gabriel just winning that first contact from the Kepa long ball, and it caused all sorts of problems for the Arsenal backline, for the City backline. In the end, Gyökeres had his half chance snuffed out. Declan Rice's long throw, met by Semenyo, and again by Semenyo. Important defensive rearguard action there from City. And Gabriel battling and fouling Mateus Nunes. Portuguese getting a free kick there. An important moment because, once again, it feels like Arsenal were creating that overwhelming momentum. City playing keep ball. Silva. Nunez spins away, but then spins into trouble. An important touch there from Kusanov to nick it off the feet of Victor Gyökeres, but now they're beating the press, City, and here comes Nico O'Reilly. Out wide left. Now Jeremy Doku. Ben White having to backpedal. Help comes from Zubimendi. Bernardo Silva dinks the ball in. Haaland's behind Gabriel. And Rice has got himself some problems. Problems he avoids in the end. Kusanov's header. Back to Declan Rice, who, like we often see, is seeming to be everywhere. Kusanov jumping out of control, I thought, but Peter Banks was fine with that challenge. Havertz in a big final again. Obviously, you have to remember only a couple of years back where he broke City hearts for Chelsea in that Champions League final. Mikel Arteta hoping he can replicate those scenes today. This time in the red of Arsenal. Trossard searching ball at the pitch for Victor Gyökeres. He looks to try and use his body. But Kusanov is there every step of the way and does very well to prevent that counter-attack. Ryan Shirky. Great pass around the corner to find Bernardo Silva. He runs into the brick wall of Zubimendi. Possession changing hands in a much swifter fashion. Havertz. Saka. On that right touchline. And Nico O'Reilly with him every step of the way, but conceding another corner. No team really getting a stronger hold of this one. It feels like Arsenal, if any, have the better of the chances, but outside of that great triple save from Trafford, haven't created many goal-threatening opportunities. For Arsenal, you know, normally one goal is enough. 3 clean sheets in their past 5 games. It's coincided with 4 victories coming into this one. Whereas for City, they've conceded 9 goals in their previous 5 games, being knocked out of the Champions League and only picked up 1 win. Bernardo Silva all over William Saliba. It's all this wrestling and then 14 Capia, who was always leaning back and never getting over the top of that header. Opportunity missed for the former Bayer Leverkusen man. See some big names who are missing this final. Argehi, Escovadio. Enrico Lewis and Ruben Diaz and Max Alain. Massive names all out for City. Haaland holding the ball up fantastically well, giving a chance to Jeremy Doku. Giving a chance for his side to maintain possession near the halfway line. Rodri's crossfield pass broken up there by Ben White. 7 minutes to go to half time. Kusanov. Can City produce a meaningful attack and a meaningful attempt on the Kepa Arrizabalaga goal in this first half? Rodri looking for and finding Semenyo. He's got Gabriel for company. Attempt blocked by the Brazilian. Gyökeres dropping in deep to receive. And Gabriel just getting rid up the pitch, but City will come back with more intent. Shirky. Storming run from Nunez. Into the enemy territory. Shirky. Arsenal numbers back. Everyone behind the ball now. Semenyo. One way than the next. Semenyo. Onto that left foot. To teaser. It's overhit though. It's out for an Arsenal goal kick. Trying to get Erling Haaland involved. That's what Doku and Semenyo can do. They can manufacture for themselves, but more important, they can manufacture for others around them. Going to have a really busy night. Erling Haaland. I feel like if there's any day to break your duck at Wembley, what a day today. Against Manchester City's direct rivals, they have been now for the last 3 to 4 seasons in Arsenal. Against a team he's had such a good record against. As I said, 3 goals in his past 3 matches versus the Arsenal. He's backed the talk, if you were, with the way he's carried himself on the pitch. So then, what have Arsenal got in the final moments of this first half? Will they be happy to see it out, or will they try and put together some sort of attack here to put City under the cosh for the final 3.5 minutes? Saka going to ground like usual. It's a good foot there from Nico O'Reilly. Here's a chance. And the clearance was fantastic and a great take there from Ryan Shirky, who feeds in Erling Haaland. He can find Jeremy Doku, and just for a moment, City have got some space to run into. A corner kick to go and win. off William Saliba. That's City looking at their most dangerous. Clearance into the feet of Shirky. Shirky into Haaland. Haaland into Doku. A quick, dynamic counter move. Put the Arsenal backline under pressure. Keep them moving. Shirky. Gets Saka to jump. Looking for Erling Haaland. But Saliba and Ben White making his life hell. Silva. Mateus Nunes. It's a whipped in ball. Arsenal able to repel. Doku. Nkapia now backpedaling. Jeremy Doku. Important block from the Swede. Victor Gyökeres. City's continue to come. Silva. Rice away. Saka further. As far as Silva. Shirky still. Rice. Can't get it out. Arsenal could not get out here. City continuing to put pressure on Arsenal. But will they crack? Shirky. Rodri. Rodri. Silva. Trickery as he got up his sleeve. Declan Rice covering off every alleyway. Shirky. Left footed ball into Semenyo. Turns away from Trossard. Semenyo still. Good for Semenyo. Haaland's up. And he can't get the header down. Massive chance on the stroke of half time. City had Arsenal under the cosh for the last 3 minutes. Without response. Ball fizzed into Semenyo. Gets it out of his feet. And gets to the bar line. And once he stands it up like that, you just expect Haaland to rise up and head that ball home. But Nkapia and Ben White, man, marking him. He's not going to get an inch of space to breathe today, you feel. Massive chance for City, their first attempt of the game. Unable to test Kepa Arrizabalaga, unable to find the back of the net. As we get to 45 minutes. As we get a singular minute added on. No surprises there. There's maybe no tomfoolery in this first half. It's been cagey. It's had moments for either side. Funny old first half. Arsenal started like a house on fire, but in the last 15 minutes, and more importantly, in the last 5 minutes, City have found their mojo. They've found their spark. They'll be going into half-time not too displeased. Is there one more trick up the sleeve here? Nico Riley in the final seconds of stoppage time. That is half-time. So, James Trafford is the man with full attention on him. An incredible triple save to deny Bukayo Saka twice. And late on, a chance for Erling Haaland, but he headed over. Not much else to separate these two teams over the first 45, however. It's all level. 0-0 between City and Arsenal. Massive second half to come after the break. ladies and gents, back for second half action. Not too far away from it getting kicked off here. Like it often is for a Carabao Cup final. The first half has been cagey. But we've seen now the last 2 years, especially when doing these live streams, from the 65th minute onwards, it is game on. We're ready to go here. City will get us kicked off. So it is second half action. It is Bernardo Silva and City gets kicked off. They're kicking from right to left this time around. Kicking towards the home fans. Arsenal to their fans. Left to right on screen. City 8-time winners in this competition. Arsenal 2-time winners. Arsenal looking to break a trophy drought since 2020. As to Manchester City looking to try and go and rectify a trophyless season in season 24-25. You look at the first half, it has been the wide players, in particular Antoine Semenyo, Bukayo Saka, who made things happen in this game. It's been a real tight, cagey affair, limited chances for both sides. 2 shots for City, 5 for Arsenal, 3 Trafford saves all occurring in the one sequence. But outside of that, it's been City with a lot of possession. Finishes the first half, the much stronger of the two sides. We'll come to the second half with a lot of belief. Arsenal have looked dangerous though. Declan Rice has been their most influential. You feel that Gyökeres has stretched the back line. He's occupied space and looks like he could be a threat going forward as well. Nunez. Shirky. Asking a lot of Antoine Semenyo there. City's run to the final much easier than their opponents today, beating Huddersfield, Swansea, Brentford, and then Newcastle over 2 legs to make it to Wembley once again. And chasing, many have said, have almost become their own trophy, the League Cup, in the last few seasons. 6 victories in the last 12 seasons. Kepa's taken a good 15 seconds there just to pick the ball up. There we go, 36 seconds they confirmed on the broadcast. Sort of looking to get out, but only as far as Rodri, who wins the second header as well. Doku. Great hold-up play. Matheus Nunez now. Hincapié on the yellow card. Antoine Semenyo's occupied him all day long. That's a great return ball for Matheus Nunez towards the back post. Ben White really didn't deal with it. Nico O'Reilly. Silva. Doku. What can Jeremy Doku produce? Nothing there. Silva. O'Reilly. Ryan Shirky. So dangerous in these tight, compact spaces. The Frenchman, Semenyo, lays it off to Erling Haaland, who turns. Erling Haaland. And the effort blocked away by Gabriel, but that's dangerous from City. Inside the first 3 minutes of this second half. Creating a big shooting opportunity for the big Norwegian. Sleever really close, almost too close to Haaland. He has a chance to turn by nutmegging him. And then he sort of toe-punted effort. Blocked away from Gabriel. Bright start for City. Can Arsenal match it with this attack here? Kai Havertz. Gyökeres. Momentarily offside, but came back onside. His cross to no one in particular. And Kai Havertz has won a corner and then now goes to pump up the Arsenal fans. Okay, chested that down and no one really came to collect it. And in the end, It's caused a problem. And Kuznetsov has had to make the important block goal to come back off Kai Havertz. He's gotten away with one there. Will this be controversial if Arsenal go and score from this corner kick? It's Declan Rice. It's whipped in towards the back post. No one dealt with it. Ake in the end did. Stuck a toe out and got rid. City now. Can they break? Nunez. It's a great searching ball for Jeremy Doku. Kepa's come off his line. And he's made a mistake, Doku. That's a yellow card. Why has he stopped the game? What's the referee done there? There's an empty net and the referee's gone and stopped the game. That's disastrous. Erling Haaland's on the edge of the box. Kepa's off his line. And the referee's gone and given a free kick. Just for a yellow card. What's going on? That is incredibly strange from the referee. Erling Haaland's on the edge of the area for Doku to cut the ball back to with no one in goal. But Peter Banks thinks, you know what, I'll just blow it for a yellow card. That is idiotic from the referee. And I tell you what, that could be a controversial talking point if things don't go City's way. Because what has the referee done there? Well, firstly, what has Kepa done there? Coming off his line, he's always been an eccentric keeper. Wow. Talk about two brain fades from the keeper and the referee in a short space of time. What has Antoine Semenyo got in mind here? On the edge of the box. On the left-hand side here, you've got Doku and Shirky lined up on the edge. Semenyo looks to whip. Too much on it. What a great start to the second half for Manchester City, who have won their last 7 League Cup finals they've appeared in. The City fans don't look too amused, but I think they should be quite happy with the start of this second half. That's sort of a really strange call from Peter Banks. They could have had a goal-scoring opportunity that Nunez, whose long ball actually created that counter movement. And Arsenal, look, they started the game well. From the half-hour mark onwards, it's been City done the pushing. Rice in well. Nunez in better. Saka was offside. Nico Run can go back to James Trafford in goal, who we mustn't forget kept this game 0-0 in the opening 7 minutes with a great triple save to deny Havertz, then Saka twice. Doku. Space is starting to open up a little bit more easily now for City. They go direct. Rodri. Nathan Ake. Rodri. Bernardo Silva turning into Martin Aubameyang, then away from him. Haaland kept it. Doku looked for Haaland. O'Reilly won it back. It's scrappy down in there. Jeremy Doku. Oh, great ball. Across the 18-yard box. No one wanted it, though. And Arsenal can get rid. City going in their authoritative position in this game here. Arsenal penned in. This is where that winner's mentality comes into it. Ryan Shirky now. Ball squeezed away to Erling Haaland. Rice with him every step of the way. Haaland does well. Becoming more of a decoy role now for Manchester City, dropping in, occupying positions. Bernardo Silva. Doesn't he love Wembley? Look at him go. Bernardo Silva coasting through. 1, 2, 3, 4 challenges. Bernardo Silva still. Doku lifted it up. Haaland was there. Shirky still. Great trickery for Ryan Shirky. It's Rodri. Zubimendi with the important block. City are coming. Look at the City fans. They respond. Arsenal are under the cosh. How's your bottle now? Semenyo and Ryan Shirky, the two brilliant, tricky wingers working together here. Shirky look to try and feed the needle there to find Bernardo Silva, but the repel pass keeps City forward. Doku. Ben White backpedaling. Doku. Look to feed in. Bernardo Silva. Saka looks to clear. Only as far as Ake. City are storming. It's a blue avalanche right now. Shirky. All 11 Arsenal players within a 35-yard radius to the goal. And from experience in cup finals versus these lot, this often leads to a goal. When they start to do this, Semenyo, it's a whipped effort. No one got in the end of it. Couldn't really tell if it was a shot or a cross, but in the end it was neither. And the pressure valve releases for Arsenal. Ball goes out to him one-on-one. He has been the man so far for City. Hincapié on the yellow, having to backpedal. In the end, just couldn't get enough of a whip on that ball to find the back of the net. Now the City fans arguing with how long Arsenal are taking. They just want precious seconds off the clock right now. 11 minutes into the second half. Arsenal have had one movement forward, but outside of that, it has been repetitive City attacks. And heart attacks for Arsenal fans. Kepa off his line. He gets yellow carded. Great heading win there for Nico Riley. Now space for Doku to operate into. Cutting inside of Ben White. Jeremy Doku inside. Feeding Ryan Shirky. Great block from Gabriel. Can Arsenal get clear? No, they cannot. Fantastic chance from Matheus Nunes. Rodri. Arsenal looking impregnable right now. How much longer can that damn wall hold before it eventually cracks? Semenyo. He's felt like the man that's going to do it all day long. Hincapié going with him. Rodri Bell, Semenyo out of trouble. Kusanov. Arteta urging his team forward to press. Kusanov. Ake. Arsenal forces City back to their goalkeeper, Trafford. Nunes. Great give and go there with Antoine Semenyo. And the Portuguese have space to feed in Erling Haaland. Haaland. Saliba, great defending. Saliba's won that 1v1 battle today, it's felt like. Every step of the way, he's been with Erling Haaland. And a massive City chance goes wasting. But they can't get out. Rodri intercepting. It's feeling like Ballon d'Or Rodri out there today. Winning all those 50-50s. Shirky. Hincapié has to be careful on a yellow. Rodri. It's been that change. Ryan Shirky not being so centrally orientated. It's created some more opportunities for them. Bernardo Silva has also drifted out wide right. Trying to overload this right-hand side. Switch into Erling Haaland. Headed straight down to Nathan Ake. Couldn't quite take it down in the box. Kusanov now. Arsenal cannot get out of their own half. Rodri. Crossfield pass to find Bernardo Silva. Time to take that ball down to play in Shirky. Dangerous cross. Mistake! 1-0 City! It's Nico O'Reilly! The City star boy strikes at Wembley. And it's a sky blue dagger in Arsenal fans' hearts. Kepa with another mare. City strike. And Mancunian madness at Wembley. Young superstar Nico O'Reilly on the scene. And all that pressure eventually shown. Kepa with a massive mistake. 2 cup goalkeepers appearing today. Trafford made the triple save in the first half. Kepa makes the all-important error in the second. City probed. And in the end, it was a nothing cross from Ryan Shirky. And it was a massive mistake from Kepa. And look, it looks easy. But Nico O'Reilly has to be there first. He has to get ahead of Martin Zubimendi. And he does so. And more importantly, he finds the back of the net. And on the hour mark, City lead. Nico O'Reilly now 4 goals in his last 8 appearances. Hasn't he become one of the most important players in this City side? With names like Rodri, Haaland, Semenyo and Shirky. It feels like Nico O'Reilly is the most important man in that sky blue uniform. Look what it means to Pep. Look what it means to those City fans. And as I said earlier, how's your bottle now, Arsenal? The perennial winners of this competition, City, the stand in this competition, they lead again. Doku. They can kill this game off here, you'd think. A second here in quick time could see the end of Arsenal. O'Reilly, the goal scorer, to Haaland. Return back to Nico O'Reilly. And Arsenal again are forced just to get rid. Matheus Nunes, not the same wavelength as Antoine Semenyo. As the City fans go through their run sheet of songs. Shirky the layoff. Semenyo finally Trossard. And all eyes go to David Raya now. This is the age-old question. Do you play the cup goalkeeper in the cup competitions? In particular when you get to semi-finals and finals. Those Arsenal fans in disbelief almost. Matheus Nunes winning that 50-50. Pep pumped. As Arsenal cue the substitutions. Madueke and Calafiori readying themselves. And Capia, he lasted 65 odd minutes. Surprised he lasted that long. Saliba has to get rid under pressure from Jeremy Doku. 50-50 ball won by Nico O'Reilly. It's fallen the way of Jeremy Doku now. He's got a lot of space to run into. Doku now crowded out. Jeremy Doku. Still Doku. Matheus Nunes. Rodri with a great reverse ball. Nunes. Dinked. It's Nico O'Reilly for 2-0. Nico O'Reilly. In double time, City double their lead. It is ecstasy for City. The young superstar strikes again. 2 in quick time. And 2 daggers to the Arsenal heart. And it's a sky blue day in Wembley. What a move. And another massive header for Nico O'Reilly. What a moment for the young superstar. It is fantastic football for Manchester City. It has been irresistible in the second half. Some of the best we've seen for them all season long. Rodri keeps the ball alive. A great reverse pass for Matheus Nunes, who takes his time, finds the pass, and again, Nico O'Reilly unmarked into the back stick. And he just heads it back from where it came from. It's Pep perfection. And it's an O'Reilly masterclass for your Sunday afternoon in Wembley. This is huge for City. Look what it means to Pep Guardiola. The magician strikes again. Nico O'Reilly's on a hat-trick in a cup final. And he's holding off Madueke now. He's come on for Kai Havertz. He won a goal kick for his side. Just over an hour played. And dreamland for City. Kusanov. What's a second half of Manchester City? It's one thing to go and score, but to make it two whilst you're in control, that's special. And that's gold dust in a cup final. Doku's giving it away. Madueke's giving it back to Nathan Ake. And now City can just get their foot on the ball and make Arsenal chase. Rodri looking for a crossfield pass. Calafiori under the pressure of Semenyo. And then the Italian ushers it behind for a goal kick. Havertz off to allow Madueke to come on, and Calafiori on for Piero Nkapie. He said it. Hard time of things in this one. Shirky pressing. Ball given away. Arsenal making more and more mistakes. Doku now. Kept his feet well. And City kept the ball. It was Semenyo in the first half. It's been Doku and Shirky in the second half. And Shirky doing keepy-ups. How about it? And now Ben White gets stuck in. And he'll pick up a yellow card for his antics. And this is when Arsenal start to show their immaturity. They show their lack of winning. Look at Ray Shirky. That's what the Frenchman's all about. Pep doesn't like it. City have got a stranglehold of this game here. And knowing Pep Guardiola, he would not want to let it rest. He would want 3 or even 4. Okay. O'Reilly. Poor giveaway from the man with the brace. Madueke, and he's run out of grey grass there. As we hit a 20-minute countdown now in this final. Semenyo turning into trouble, but Ben White putting that out of play for the Manchester City throw. Well, the stat coming into the game was that Arsenal hadn't lost to Manchester City in the last 6 meetings, but are the most losing side in League Cup final history with 6 defeats. So that was the major talking point, the major stat history entering this one here. It might end up adding to more history here as Arsenal set to lose for a 7th time in a League Cup final. City press staying strong, but as you expect, the tiring legs means there's more space here to operate into. Calafiori's touch gets away from him. Mateus Nunes can win that ball back in control, and he just looks for high up the pitch. Haaland asks his team to come up together. That's Arsenal's turn to try and turn up the heat. Put City under pressure. City have done the job so far. They pounced with their pressure. Scored in double quick time. That's what great sides do. They find a way. They endured a tough opening half an hour. They pounced back in the last 15 minutes of the first half. And then inside the first 20 minutes of the second half, well, they made their dominance shine with 2 goals. Madueke has picked up a foul. And a free kick for Arsenal in a very dangerous position, might you add. Declan Rice will have a look at this one. A man that plays with pride, Declan Rice. He won't want to go down without a fight here. It's a nice set piece. 6 Arsenal men in the box. It's a great cross. Oh! And a header straight into the hands of James Trafford. He adds to his 3 saves from the first half. It's a great whip. Calafiori in a little passage there between 2 City players. Getting the free chance to get that headed effort. Silva turning away from danger. Doku looking to skip past Ben White. What a second half Jeremy Doku has had. Jeremy Doku once again on the big stage showing that he really is a serious superstar talent. Sometimes you can think he fades in and out of games. He goes missing in moments, but whenever he's called upon in a big game, in a big moment, he will be there to make it stand. Shirky past 2 or 3. Shirky with a cutback. Haaland not able to get the end of that cutback ball. Trossard. City keep it. Quarter of an hour to play. 2-0 in favour of the League Cup kings, Manchester City. Nico Riley's cushioned header. Not cushioned enough for Jeremy Doku to go and chase. They may have conceded 9 goals in their last 5. As Saka has played in, O'Reilly can stick a foot out and get rid of it. I was going to say, they might have conceded 9 in their past 5 games coming into this one, City, but Nathan Ake and Kusanova looked rock solid defensively today. In the absence of Mark Gahey and Ruben Diaz, the two so-called backups that done a fantastic job. It's Bernardo Silva then make a fantastic tackle. And Doku wins a throw. Those two have been fabulous. Haven't put a foot wrong in this second half. So the tens of the PA speaker, 88,500 in the house for this one here. But it is the travelling Manchester fans from up north. And they're looking the far happier than the local London crew. Another great challenge from Nathan Ake. Nico Riley does well. City sitting in here, trying to absorb as much pressure as they can. Force Arsenal to force the issue, because they have to now. 2 behind and 13 to play. Diagonal, Trossard winning the first contact. Calafiori with a strike. Oh! And he was so narrowly close to making this game a little bit more interesting. Wow. Great first contact from the Leandro Trossard to get that flicked header on to the Italian, who tees himself up. And on the volley, strikes it pure. And it kisses the post. Wow. Massive chance missed for Calafiori and Arsenal. Was that their avenue back into this game? Was that the big chance they needed? Football's a funny game. It's still a long, long way to go, but that feels like a massive opportunity for Arsenal. Rodri taken down by Declan Rice. He's had a good game, but Rodri has really run that midfield today. Not a hands in heads for Arsenal fans. Sorry, head in hands. Hands in heads. Jeez. You can tell it's 2 o'clock now in the morning. Bernardo Silva. Trafford just says, we'll get rid of, thank you. Carabao winning that header and that battle versus Erling Haaland. Mateus Nunes headers up into the sky. A back heel to try and find Shirky was unsuccessful. Trossard without the throw. Zubamendi. That's an impossible task for Rice to go and retrieve. Nunes. That's slick to Rodri. Now Doku. Jeremy Doku. Away from Madueke. Mateus Nunes. Poor giveaway from him. He's had a rocky last 15 minutes. Bernardo Silva, they're winning that back of Zubimendi. Now Erling Haaland can extend his stride. And Ryan Shirky now on the far right. Goes towards the touchline. Oh, that's a rare mistake from Rodri. City a little bit sloppy. Pep not happy. You can see him on the touchline demanding more from his players. They have dropped a gear here. Fair enough, they were operating in 7th gear earlier, but against an Arsenal side that are so dangerous, you can't drop too many gears because you'll give them an avenue back into the game. Doku. Now Ryan Shirky. He's driving at this Arsenal backline. Semenyo now. Bernardo Silva. Back with the Portuguese. He finds Ryan Shirky. The overload on this right-hand side in this second half really has worked. It's allowed Shirky to flourish. It's allowed the extra space for the big switch for Jeremy Doku. And it's allowed 2 crosses. Both of which Nico O'Reilly have headed home. Through a mistake of the keeper or not. Doku. Nico O'Reilly once again further up the pitch, looking for a hat-trick. Now it's time for substitutions. Arsenal are going to bring on Martinelli and Gabriel Jesus. For Trossard and Victor Gyökeres, you'd assume. No, it's Ben White to make way. So Arsenal going all that attack now. You might be wondering why it's taken so long for Mikel Arteta to bring on more attackers. I really think it's been a poor game from Bukayo Saka again in a big game. As a not available to play with your injury. Someone like him would have been a really interesting player to see how he would have gone on this sort of occasion. Someone that is capable of the magical at Wembley, as we saw last season versus Manchester City in the FA Cup final, but it just felt like they needed a little bit more today, Arsenal. Ball around the corner from Gyökeres is poor. He's had a solid day today, I think, Victor Gyökeres, but he's been starved of chances, especially second half and outside of the first half an hour. There's a few red shirts are heading for the exits. And there's 7 minutes to go now. And Madueke's touch is, frankly put, horrible. Doku. Nico O'Reilly. Back to his goalkeeper, James Trafford, who has done himself no harm today. Some of the work he's done has been super clean and quite influential. That's a man who needs to start for a Premier League side. Shirky away from one, Shirky away from another, Shirky away from a third, and then Shirky brought down by Bukayo Saka. Frenchman making Wembley his playground. Pep wanting more for the City fans. Rice now bringing down Jeremy Doku. It might not be a quad for Arsenal. There still is an opportunity for a treble. Some may say the proper treble. But a Champions League tie with Sporting Lisbon. A 3-game gap to Manchester City in the Premier League. Obviously, the game extra played. An FA Cup tie to come after this international break. But as and I guess any football fan has said, this cup final meant something because this could either stunt or be the springboard for a momentum run into the end of the season. And as much as City have really tripped over themselves in the last few weeks, this gives them a sniff again for the title, you feel like, because this has really been demoralising for the Arsenal players, the manager, the coaches, and the fans. Haaland still in the 87th minute tracking back. Doku in well to win it against Gabriel Jesus, whose first touch was loose. Does win it back, though, the Brazilian, of Ryan Shirky. Looking for Bukayo Saka, but Rodri again. But Rodri gives it away. It's become scrappy in the last moments here. Nunez does well not to concede a corner. Gyökeres continuing to run. Continuing to cause a threat. Calafiori will launch in a long throw here. Can they make these final few minutes a little bit more tastier? Big set piece to defend here. Semenyo gets it away. City have dealt with all long throws, corners, and free kicks very well today. Getting first contact so important. They've done that on many occasions. Madueke. Left-footed whip towards the back post. It's on the crossbar. Oh. Gyökeres goes down. Nothing new to the referee. I thought that header was back into a dangerous area. It's looped onto the crossbar. Wow. I think it was Gabriel Jesus there. Arsenal have hit the woodwork twice. Saka. Fantastic chance for Nico Ryder to stop him. Doku. Rodri. Semenyo now on the break. Ball didn't quite favour him. City would love just to keep ball for the rest of the game now. Just over a minute and a half to go in regulation, plus some stoppages, of course. Tess Nunez with a panic to run into. Nunez. Shirky. Shirky still. Shirky. Great feet. He really has made it his playground today. Ake really well done again. He's been fabulous today, Nathan Ake. Doku, so much space to maraud into. Doku for 3. Oh. It's a fizzer. That's rash and it's wide of the target. Here's Gabriel Jesus who got on the end of that one there. He just felt like he was heading into a dangerous spot. In the end, his header loops onto the crossbar. Trafford was beaten. It was nearly Arsenal's avenue back into the game, but in the end, not to be. What today this man's had. Ryan Shirky has run rings around this Arsenal side. And the Stockport Messi comes on in his place. Phil Foden on. Four minutes of stoppages to go. 4 minutes separating City between the first trophy of the English calendar year. Between a statement victory over their direct rivals. More questions about this Arsenal side. More questions about their mentality. More questions about their winning. Because City just looked hungry. I look at that there for Matheus Nunes sliding in and getting back to his feet. Doku looking for Haaland. Kept off his line. Once again, Haaland hasn't had the best day at Wembley, but he's done a great team job today. He's occupied the two most influential centre-halves. This man on the screen, Nico O'Reilly, the match winner. 2 goals in such a short period of time. Those 2 goals will prove to be the difference in this cup tie. Jesus finding Martinelli now. And that searching ball for Calafiori has no end result as at Arsenal end is emptied out. And Rebecca with a really teasing delivery there to the back post. It's a short trip home for those Arsenal fans. But it'll feel like a journey. And as for those fans for Manchester, it'll feel like a short trip around the corner to get back home. That 2-hour journey back home will be one full of song and happiness. Madueke is being dangerous since coming on. He's gone past Nico O'Reilly. The pullback to Saka, broken up by Rodri. As has everything been today. Doku now, past Saka, gliding over the Wembley turf. Foden, as we're into the last few seconds of this cup final. And the Manchester City once again being etched into history. It's an ultimate too familiar feeling for Arsenal. The most losing side in League Cup history. On track for their 7th defeat in the final. For City, on track for their 9th League Cup victory. Puts them 1 behind Liverpool. And that is full time. Manchester City reign supreme once again over Arsenal. A 7th victory in this League Cup final in 12 years. They have owned this competition. And it wasn't one of the old heads. It was one of the fresh faces, Nico O'Reilly, being the difference maker in this tie here. Pep Guardiola over the moon. with joy. Those City fans, ecstasy for them. Another Pep masterclass. Another marvellous Manchester City display. They ran this game for minute one. Arsenal couldn't really lay a glove on City the second half. That's where the damage was done. 2 Nico O'Reilly goals inside of 10 minutes. And City had the game won inside of an hour. James Trafford, we mustn't forget, made that massive triple save on the 7th minute. They were missing key names like Ruben Diaz. They were missing names like Donnarumma and Mark Gahey. But it was the new faces, Nico O'Reilly, Antoine Semenyo, Ryan Shirky, Kusanov, and then the old heads like Nathan Ake, Rodri, and Bernardo Silva that got them over the line. A dominant display in the cup final. More questions than answers for Arsenal. Failure yet again for Mikel Arteta's side. They're going to pick themselves back up. Massive cup tie when they return from the international break. And then a Champions League quarter-final versus Sporting Lisbon. But right now, it was a tough week for City in the Champions League. But they've picked up more silverware yet again. It's not going to be back-to-back trophy this season for Pep Guardiola. It's all down to that man there, Nico O'Reilly. Thanks for joining me, guys. It's been a great cup final watch-along yet again. City champions of the League Cup in 2026.